All right, it's day one of being back at Superdojo. Me and Brittany are starting to clean. Say hi, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
I knew you were gonna say that. All right, and then we have this giant, this is one of the issues why we have had to wait so long, is because this giant hole in the ceiling, check it out right here. That big hole right there had to get filled because after all of this was done, we realized that soot was coming into the school. So here's an example of all of the soot. I don't know if it's gonna be picked up on the camera very well, but look how it's all along here. And that was after we cleaned it one time. So now that the hole is sealed up, we have to come in and clean the whole thing. The mats have these creases on them because of how they were set up, and this is so sad. I hope this goes away. So I'm gonna lay them out and hopefully that crease gets flattened out. All right, here is the order for today at least. We gotta do wall clean and scrub, move everything to the middle, which we're starting to, take out all the trash, which threw a lot of broken stuff away, vacuum the concrete, and we're gonna go down this list. I don't know what order this is gonna be, but this is day one. And our goal is to have it all done by the end of June so that we could actually host the first classes back at Superdojo July 1st. What's up, guys? It's day two and we're back at Superdojo. We're flipping on lights. We're scrubbing the walls. Look at that soot. It's coming off with the squeegee. This is so gross. This is why we haven't had classes there. Painting the walls, priming the walls. That electric blue is gonna take a lot of coats, man. It's feeling like winter in there with all them coats. Forget the vacuum cleaner. We're using leaf blowers right now. I'm not taking any chances. I am scrubbing everything down. This wood is getting the spa treatment. Remember these? The boys. They're back. They're back together. All the boys. They're dusty, but they're back. Remember the Wave Masters, guys? If you guys didn't know, the last 6 months I have been teaching out of Elkton Middle School's cafeteria. It's not the best learning environment for what I'm trying to do, but my guys have been showing up to class and training as hard as they can, and that's coming to the end because of all their graduations, National Junior Honor Society inductions, and then the school gets shut down for like a super summer clean. So we are done with Elkton Middle School. We're on the home stretch of getting everything back together, and we're going to be using Cecil Manor Elementary School for as long as we can. But if you guys don't know, this school is actually getting brand new AC units. I know how that is. That's going to be crazy. And they're going to all be shut down so that the schools can be like super clean for the summer. So we're going to use this school for as long as we can, and we'll see what happens after that. All right, guys, today is the big event, and what a crazy thing that has happened the last few days. We had everything scheduled for us to do the big event at Cecil Manor Elementary, and then 2 days before they canceled because, okay, this is like 2 weeks later, and I'm going through all these videos of our build back, and I realized there's some gaps I have to fill. So what happened at Cecil Manor was that nobody was able to come in and actually be there to unlock the doors and attend. It's just something that happens sometimes, definitely during the summer. And I had a meeting with all of the admins, and they tried everything they can, but they weren't able to do it. So I had to switch and do our big event on Zoom. I hate having to change things up like this, but sometimes you just have to go with the flow. I mean, this is literally what we've been doing for the last 5 months. It was just a little bit of a letdown, but it was not anything that could have really been prevented in any serious way. Right before the big event, though, I did a special assembly at Cecilton Elementary, and that's one of the farthest schools away from Superdojo, but I still love going down there and doing special events. This one was the balance assembly. Check out these kids that smashed a wooden board. Crack, 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 crack. There's always something. So after I was done doing the Zoom class, doing the big event, which means I needed to have electrical power and I needed to have the internet, the power in here just kept flickering on and off. Guys, you can't even imagine how crazy it's been the past few months, and then we deal with this on that same day. Painting is taking up most of our time, but that's okay because it's also gonna make the biggest impact. Some of these walls are already fully white. It's gonna look so good. Hey, Brittany, keep working, okay? Hey, Brittany, keep working.
I can see you in
All right, we have done one lap around the whole school with this white paint. All the way around. This is gonna look so good. And now it's time for the second lap. All right, 2 coats on the walls up there. All of that is 2 coats. Look how sharp that looks. And the next thing is gonna be filling these walls up with posters. Yeah! And putting some of our big canvases and posters back on the wall. So stay tuned and see how we make Superdojo back better than before. All right, guys, as you can see, all the walls are painted white, which is progress. But today is gonna be like the worst day because we gotta get the gas turned back on so that we can get the brand new heating and air conditioning units all set up. But here's the problem. They said that they're gonna be here anytime between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., which means I have to sit in here for 9 hours, possibly, waiting for them. And last time it was in the afternoon. So do you see how sleepy my eyes are? All right, we'll see what we can accomplish today while we wait for the gas company. That is now taken down. It used to say your first step towards black belt begins right here. And on the end right here, it used to say Jabba, 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 Jabba. So we took all of those vinyl letters down and we're gonna paint right over it. And the cool thing is that all the walls are white. We're gonna put posters on the wall and it's gonna look really cool.
Okay.
But there's some other things that we actually have to get done other than just painting. And that is the ceiling next week. And the last part is gonna be organizing all the stuff. There are people that we have to call for insurance. There's banks and there's service people. And all of those people have to get coordinated. But you can see how much sweat is on my head. We have fans blowing everywhere. We gotta get the air conditioners turned back on. So that is gonna happen on Tuesday. Hey, don't forget that spot right there. More. Ah. You guys sweating as much as me? No. You're not even sweating. Okay, next one. Parents, instead of holding it like this, I want you to turn it like this. And when they kick, it's... So we just had such a long day of cleaning and painting. And I was planning on doing sparring at the park. But it is like 99 degrees outside. And normally I would just be like, suck it up, bring water and sunblock. But we wear sparring gear and it's vinyl. Not okay. I'm sweating my butt off because I just finished the first Zoom class and I set up this little mobile dojo here. So check it out, guys. And then I got all the team right here on this box. This is the view from Zoom. How crazy is that? That is the before picture for sure. In about 2 weeks, hopefully we're gonna have all of this stuff completely locked down. On Tuesday, all of the HVAC system's gonna get turned back on. It's all gonna be set up. And then after that, the ceiling tiles and the insulation, we are in the home stretch, guys. We got this, we can do it. We're gonna be back in the dojo, baby. This morning is a foundation meeting, Education Foundation at Cecil County Public Schools. And right after that, we have crunch time, for real, crunch time today. Well, guys, we are not completely done painting, but we are 99% of the way there. I wanted to show you the progress. You guys are gonna be super excited. Let's check it out. You ready? All we gotta do is put the mats down. We gotta put the ceiling up. Actually just paid for the ceiling and the insulation. So now we gotta get it installed. We are almost there, team. We haven't had AC for a while, so check out the setup that Brittany made. Right under the AC unit, we've got our tacos for Taco Tuesday. You know what time it is, it's Taco Tuesday. Today we are doing class at the park. So we're at Elk Mills Park, and it's gonna be a unique class because there are no walls for my voice to bounce off of. There's no specific places for the kids to stand, and It's wide open. So the class is gonna be a little bit different, but we're gonna have a lot of fun. The weather is amazing. All right, watch how it goes.
Whoa! Oh!
It's a push-up now.
We're all gonna jump on him in perfect.
Why? If you have a belt, you're gonna grab kid's arm. If you don't have a belt, you're a good guy.
Underneath.
She gonna grab her own hand. She gonna whip it above her head. Go. All right, Calvin, put your belt up high. Calvin is now leveled up to orange. So we just got all the insulation delivered, and now we're gonna store it and get it ready to be installed. All right, we just finished cleaning the floor, and now we're gonna see what the water looks like. What is that? Today we're doing a bunch of small touch-ups that are really important. All right, those look nice in here, don't they? That's an upgrade from the ones before. And I think the hardest part is doing the last 10% of everything, like the little touch-ups and hanging posters and things like that. Come on, bring it back, bring it back. Good girl. All right, it's day million. I don't even know what day it is at this point and how many. Guys, look at this. Dude. They're ceiling tiles. We're not done yet. Oh. How about here? Check these out. These are the fan blades. That's right. Opened it up. Much better. Before. After. We had 1 week to go.
No! Don't do that to me. Ladies.
Maggie, look around. Turn around.
The junior leaders came to help clean everything up. That means the mats, the pads, and the floors. Everything needed to be scrubbed down.
A chair.
This was the poster reveal. We made a bunch of cool motivational posters, and the leaders were the first ones to see them. The hardest part of it all was putting all the mats down. We did it about halfway, and then the next day we actually finished it up. With all the mats down and the pads cleaned means all we have left is the last remaining 10%. And for me, that is always the hardest part. While Superdojo's beat up, we hosted class at the park. The days were so nice, and we used the playground to our advantage. Yo! All right, today is July 1st. Today is the day our first class is back at Superdojo. Everything is set up, but there's one problem. We have a lot of the tools and all of this stuff still all over the place. Pro Shop looks really good, but it's not stocked. This is all the stuff that's got to go into the Pro Shop today, and we have like 6 hours to get it done. After we reopened, we had to make sure that we had a new stock of all the things that we need for class. So that's new shorts with pockets. It's a restock of new shirts. All right, everything is done. Well, everything is not done, but we are ready for classes to start. So let me show you a couple things that we finished today. So first, our Pro Shop is fully stocked and brand new. This thing looks amazing, and it actually holds everything now. The parents' waiting area, all the chairs are here, everything is set. That's all empty. The kids are gonna put all of their shoes in their cubbies over there today. And there was a time where all the kids needed to borrow sparring gear for their first sparring class and stuff. So instead of putting it in this back room, we actually got cubbies and we put them underneath the bench here. So if kids need to borrow a pair of gloves or something, then they can. I know these Traditional martial arts people would be like, if they forget their gear, give them 1,000,000 push-ups. Nobody wants to borrow gear. It's gross. So if they borrow gear, it's not that it's the end of the world. They have to clean it when they're done. Kids learn responsibility that way. If they keep forgetting their gear, well, sometimes that happens. Whatever, dude. All the posters still got to get hung up, but I put them along the wall here. I wonder if the kids remember the Superdojo shout out. But one problem that we're having is now that everything's got new organization, all of our old organization stuff is taking up so much space. So our big open Zoom room is now a storage closet. It looks crazy, but by the end of this week, all of that will be sorted out because Friday is the first summer camp day. Our Fun Friday day starts on Friday. I said Friday how many times there? And it's gonna be awesome. All right, right now I have to take out the trash. Wait till you see our trash pile. Man, we have been hustling this week and for like the last month, but look at this giant trash pile. And also our dumpster is completely filled. Oh, so much trash. We're gonna have to wait until the trash people come on Friday. Also, I just want to mention that our AC is better than it's ever been. It is literally cold in here. Outside is like 98 degrees, and in here it is beautiful. Shout out to Larry for installing the ceiling tiles and insulation, and the King family for delivering all of the insulation and ceiling tiles for us during the day. They went over the top. Actually, a crazy story, we ordered the wrong size insulation. They brought it all here, and then as soon as I told them that we got the wrong size, they came back the next day, loaded it back up, and got the right stuff, and really took care of us. So thank you guys. Now we're at the point where we hosted our first classes at Superdojo, and there are some kids that were so excited to get out of the cafeteria that we were practicing in that they came to Superdojo and ran right on the mats and started rolling around. Mat Angels.
Mad Angel.
Okay, the last thing that we had to do was the white wall. All the kids that came in during our opening week and actually trained with us during those 5 months that we were at the middle school went over to sign the wall with their name on it, and we were gonna cover it up with a whiteboard afterwards. I covered up all the kids' names on the wall. They signed the wall because they were training with me over the last 5 months when we were at Elkton Middle School, and now we're back at Superdojo, and now the wall is blank with a whiteboard, and it's totally fitting because today is the first big event, practice day, because August 1st is when all the kids earn their stripe. So this is like the big grand celebration. We're gonna prepare, we're gonna cover it up with the future.